Hi, and welcome to the Health for Life podcast for those who want to build strong trucks and strong bodies. This is Kevin Muniz and Maya Hickman, your wellness team, bringing you practical tips and tricks to improve your health.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Our topic today is probably one of my favorite health topics, gut health. I'm a dietitian after all, so no surprise there.
Yeah, and this is such an important topic too, as we often don't realize how much gut health is to our overall health.
Absolutely. As we'll learn today, our gut health impacts much more than just our digestive tract. Our immune system, mental health, and so much more directly related to the health of our guts.
And that's pretty fascinating. So more and more research is coming out on the microbiome, the gut-brain axis, and more. Gut health has been trending. But before we dive into the details of this, would you mind first telling us what is the gut? Like what organs are a part of it and how do they all work together?
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely a good way to start. So our gut is really our digestive system. It is made up of the gastrointestinal tract. That's this big tube, the GI tract. But it is also the liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. So the GI tract is a series of hollow organs. They're joined by a long twisting tube all the way from the mouth all the way down to our anus. So the hollow organs that make up GI tract are the mouth. So our mouth is part of the digestive tract. Esophagus is a tube that goes all the way down to our stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. Then also the organs such as the liver, pancreas, and gallbladder, they're the solid organs of the digestive system and play a very important role in our digestion. Can you, Kevin, tell us a little bit more about the function of the gut?
Yeah, so the primary function of the digestive tract is digestion. And good digestion is extremely important because our body needs nutrients from our food and drinks to work properly and stay healthy. So proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and water are all nutrients. And our digestive system breaks down these nutrients into parts small enough for our body to absorb and use for things like energy, growth, and cell repair. So needless to say, if our digestive system does not function well, then we don't function well.
Yeah, very true. And in addition to many different hormones and enzymes involved in the digestive process, living inside our gut are 3 to 500 different kinds of bacteria that contain nearly 2 million genes. And paired with other tiny organisms like viruses and fungi, they make up what is called the microbiota or microbiome. And so there are 10 times more bacterial cells than the number of human cells in our body, and over 100 times the amount of genomic content of the human genome, which is mind-blowing if you ask me. It's just crazy to think that we have this symbiotic relationship with all these little bugs living inside of us. Uh, so it is very important to make sure that relationship between ourselves and our bugs is healthy and balanced.
And that is really mind blowing. And there's so much information about the microbiome and the gut bacteria, but some of it can be really, really confusing. What is the most important thing that we need to know about the microbiome, and what is its function?
Yeah, absolutely agree. It is one of the hot topics in health research. There's so much information out there. So the cool thing about a microbiome is that it is like a fingerprint. Each person is completely unique. The mix of bacteria in your body is different from everyone else's mix. They affect everything from your metabolism to your mood, immune system, and play a really important role in our body's ability to digest food, metabolize nutrients, and reduce inflammation. Research suggests that gut bacteria in healthy people are different from those in people that have some diseases and conditions. So people who are very sick or have some issues with their health, they may have too little or too much of certain type of bacteria. Typically, they have more of what is referred to as bad bacteria and not enough of the quote unquote good bacteria.
So that makes sense that the imbalance of good versus bad bacteria in our gut will have a role in diseases such as like irritable bowel syndrome or even like colon cancers. Um, Studies show that people with these conditions have a different gut microbiome, including higher levels of disease-causing bacteria than healthy people do. Now, what I find interesting is that the gut microbiome has an impact on conditions such as obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and arthritis. So, not only that, but there's also a connection between our gut health and our mental health as well.
Yeah, it is amazing how essential gut health is. Our gut bacteria affects our body's metabolism. So they determine, or the bugs in our gut determine how many calories you get from food and what kinds of nutrients you draw from it. So too much of certain gut bacteria can make you turn fiber into fatty acids or fat, in other words. So this may cause fat deposits in our liver, which then can lead to something that's called metabolic syndrome. In other words, it can cause diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and many other problems. Additionally, the gut is packed with nerve endings and they communicate with our brain. And that is what is referred to as gut-brain axis. So our gut, our digestive system, and our brain are connected, literally, physically connected. So studies have suggested a link between gut bacteria and disorders of the central nervous system, such as anxiety, depression, even autism.
Wow. So, I've also read that 80% of our immune system is in our gut, which even further underlines the importance of good gut health. So, now that we've established why gut health is so important, let's talk about what we can do to maintain healthy guts. But first, how do we know if something's off? What are those signs and symptoms of an unhealthy gut?
Yeah, so first I'd like to say that microbiome changes over time as we age and is influenced by many, many factors, including our environment, stress, diet, medications, particularly antibiotics. So some of the common signs of unhealthy gut are constipation or diarrhea, which is, obvious, and the other changes in bowel movement, but also stuff like abdominal pain, bloating, gas, but even a headache, brain fog, feeling really exhausted or fatigued, skin rashes and itchiness, abnormal craving for salt and or sugar, weight changes, weight gain and weight loss. If you're feeling really anxious or depressed, nutritional deficiency, autoimmune conditions, so many symptoms can point towards the gut.
Man, so it really sounds like a lot of symptoms start in our gut. But the good news is that we can make changes in our lifestyle that can, over time, heal our gut and improve our health and our well being. So, what we eat is clearly essential. By eating nutritious diet high in fiber foods, like fruits and vegetables and whole grains. If we look at like a typical Western diet that's going to be high in fats and sugar and low in fiber, that can kill certain types of gut bacteria, making our microbiome a little less diverse. So we should also try to limit the use of our antibiotics, which can wipe out healthy bacteria along with the problematic bacteria. So we should really only be using this when necessary, and that's going to be determined by a doctor. Exercise can also play an encouraging role in the growth of a variety of gut bacteria. So having a more varied gut microbiome will help promote better health and in turn reduce your risk of disease. And what else can we do to help keep our guts healthy?
Yeah, what Kevin, what you mentioned, that is truly essential. Clearly, what we eat is crucial to our microbiome. But in addition to that, a good probiotic supplement can help, especially when we're experiencing some of the symptoms that we talked about previously, like diarrhea, constipation, bloating, gas, those kinds of things. But we don't have to take a probiotic pill. We can also eat probiotic-rich foods such as yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi, if you like spicy, kombucha, and many other options are now available, and those can help balance the gut microbiome. However, again, good nutrition is absolutely the key. Diet is rich in fiber and also prebiotics, and they feed healthy bacteria. So prebiotics are different from probiotics as these are not live bacteria. They are non-digestible food. In fact, they are highly specialized form of fiber that your beneficial gut bacteria love. The body doesn't absorb them, so they end up in the colon, that's your large intestine, where the fermentation processes take place. So examples of prebiotic foods are leafy greens, onions, garlic, artichokes, mushrooms, asparagus, beans, oats, bananas, and more. So you see the trend in good, healthy fruits and veggies primarily.
Man, so we've had so much good information on this call today, and we hope that you have found it helpful. Now, for those local NRV listeners, we are going to have an in-person lunch and learn on September 19th at 11:30 and then again at 3. So keep an ear out for more information on that. And if you are experiencing gut health issues, please stop by the clinic to be evaluated by one of the providers and talk to Maya, who's a dietitian who specializes in gut health.
Yes, please stop by. I'm very passionate about this topic, and I hope you can see why it does impact our overall health. This is something I love talking about, so I'll be more than happy to come to talk to you anytime. Just come over and schedule an appointment. And again, thank you so much for being here today and listening. And for more tips, reach out to maya.hickman@premicehealth.com or
Kevin.Muniz@consultant.volvo.com. Thanks and bye, everybody.
bye. Thank you.